天室，这是一个朋友们可以欢聚在一起，谈生活、谈理想、谈合作、谈未来，也谈成功、分享经验的地方。大家可以在这里聊一聊他们的生活、他们的故事。我是主持人 Lucy， 谢谢大家。Hi everyone, here is the Magic Chat channel. I'm the host, Lucy Yuan. This is a channel we are opening last September, and we want to doing this channel because we want to show the audience what we are doing, invite the different kind of people come to talk about their experience, their story. And today we're very honored to have a special guest, Dr.Leong right here. Welcome.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Lucy.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Dr. Leong is a very unique person, and we know each other for a while, right? But from this time, audience will more knowing who is Dr. Leong. He did a lot of jobs, different kind of area. He have so many roles, and basically he's really a storyteller. And now we're going to bring you step by step going to the Dr. Leong's world. First of all, Dr. Leong, I want you to introduce for yourself, for our audience, yourself, your family, and your education, your young, period time.
All right, yeah, well, thank you, Lucy, again. I really appreciate it. And to all the audience out in the world, God bless you all. So a little bit about my background. My father is from Ningpo, which is a seaport near Shanghai in China.
Yeah.
He actually worked for the British merchant fleet after the Second World War. So during his travel, so at that time you would sail merchant fleet from the British from Shanghai, which was an international port, to Singapore, and then from Singapore to England, predominantly either docking in London or Liverpool. So that's how he actually met my mother. So my mother is from Singapore.
Oh, that's funny.
And that's where I'm born. So I am proud Hokkien like my mother. So I only speak Hokkien, I'm afraid. So Hokkien which is also a southeast province of China, Xiamen area of China. So that's my history. So as I said, but at the age of 6, my father, my mother emigrated to the United Kingdom. And I said, this was back in the 60s. So back in the 60s, a lot of the Chinese merchant people that work on the British merchant fleet went and emigrated to predominantly Liverpool. Liverpool was a major seaport. Well, it's still a major seaport because it covers the west coast, the Atlantic Ocean with America. So a lot of the immigrants actually went to Liverpool. So that's where my family settled in Liverpool. And like a lot of Chinese immigrants into the United Kingdom, they opened up fish and chip shop or restaurant, Chinese restaurant, because obviously they're great cook.
Area.
Yeah, exactly, major area. So I don't want to sound like stereotype, but that's what our family did. And obviously I was then educated in the Liverpool area, where my education, hence the accent, as you can, although it's been toned down now. But I eventually graduated with a PhD at the University of Liverpool in nuclear physics. But during my graduation, like a lot of immigrant Chinese family, we all worked together. So as a child, me and my 2 sisters, so I have 2 sisters and a brother.
Like all the new immigration people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So just like the immigrants, in fact, there's a lot of Fujianese people from China emigrating here to Manhattan, here itself. So they're going through the experience that my family and myself went through in the United Kingdom back in the 60s. So obviously our family, like I said, including my 2 sisters and my brother, so Peter's my brother, Cher is my older sister, and Kui is my other sister. So we help in the family business. So we started off with a fish and chip shop, and then we evolved into a restaurant. But when I graduated in academia, I then went on to work both in Oxford, England, and also in London as well, before emigrating here to United States in 1993. So that's sort of give you a quick background of my history and my background. And I said to you, what's relevant for the Chinese immigrant? I've gone through the same immigration process, so but in the UK.
Okay, so we hear the story Dr. Leong told us. The new immigration has a struggling life when they started, right? But they're working hard because they want build their successful. They want their children have a good education and they have a better life in the future. Dr. Leong, I think your parents gave you very good, samples, and you did great in your past university. But I want to know why you choose the physics in your major. It's not doing the business part or other, subject.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, Lucy, obviously, I don't want to get too stereotypical, but my family was very stereotypical. As you know, our Chinese parents are always motivating the children to do better. That's obviously a cultural instinct.
Right, exactly.
And obviously my parents worked extremely hard. They literally took like 1 day a year vacation, literally.
Wow.
1 day a year. So they work literally 364 days a year non-stop. So so obviously I'm blessed, but they don't want their children, none of us want our children to have to labor that intensive, at least unless you're working in an investment bank but you pay millions of dollars, of course. But if you're not paid millions of dollars, then you shouldn't be slaving yourself that kind of long hours. So obviously, like a lot of immigrant families, they always want their children to do better. And to do better, you need education. So my family, my parents, always pushing me and my other brothers and sisters. Although my two older sisters at that time were past high school, so they worked in the business. Whereas my brother's younger than me, so me and my brother went through the British education system, which we love. So God bless the Queen for giving me and my brother great education.
Great chance,
And obviously, thankfully, we were very successful. So I'm not the only one in the family with a PhD. I have a PhD in nuclear physics, but my brother has a PhD in chemical engineering as well.
Proud.
So my family is very proud. So regrettably, my mother and father are in heaven now. So hopefully they're looking kindly down on us, and knowing that at least they were very successful in bringing up, the family that they wanted. So hopefully, I dedicate, what I'm doing to my blessed parents for their sacrifices for our family.
Yeah, okay. Because for why I ask you these questions, because most Asian family, they want the children to be a lawyer, to be a doctor, and to be, of course, a scientist is a great in right now, right?
Yeah.
And I know you was educated nuclear physicist, and also you get a patent in other two areas. And also you say you discovered of a twin universal, kind of like this, yin and yang. Could you tell us a little bit about this? You're doing this research, and in that time you told your role is a scientist.
Okay, well, so after graduating in physics, by the way, I didn't quite answer your last question. Why did I choose physics? Well, I don't know, it's just the love of it. Physics is the description of the universe, of how everything operates.
Right.
So physics is just to me, it is a beautiful science. And that's why I gravitated to it, So I said, after I graduated at the University of Physics, I actually stayed for an additional year as a postgraduate doctorate researching in nuclear physics. But then I left and entered the commercial world, still in the high-tech industry. So the patents that I have, the speciality that I have, I evolved into cryogenics and superconductivity. So I have quite a few patents in that area and scientific published papers. So I still, even though I'm not directly involved in academia now, I'm still involved on the high end, the technology side aspects of it. So that's on the commercial side that I worked on. But in my own inspiration, I discovered in the late 1990s this twin universe theory, which is, you can call it the yin and yang philosophy.
Yeah, like
so
Chinese people
yin and
always
yang,
say.
which is so fit to my lifestyle, because obviously I was born in the East. I emigrated West.
That's how
Yeah.
any reason you discovered this yin yang, or you from your childhood or young time you like Chinese the culture, you want to.
No, I mean,
recognize.
now with hindsight, I feel I was divinely fated to discover it. But at that time, there wasn't I have to discover something. Obviously, as a scientist, you're always curious. I mean, most scientists I know are automatically, and that's why they go into science, because they're curious about learning, in this case, why we exist, the universe, how stars form. So we're always questioning, okay? So I have to admit, I wasn't questioning about whether the God, but I'm not a God believer. I started not as a God believer. So that's not why I discovered the twin universe. So I was always just curious about our existence. So I just wrote papers, mathematics, and that just gradually led me to this conclusion, and not just conclusion, but the proof that our existence, our cosmic existence, exists as this twin universe, this yin and yang. And this twin universe is the only scientific theory, I repeat, the only scientific theory that quantitatively and qualitatively explains all the cosmic unknowns right now, like dark energy, the expansion rate of the universe, dark matter, which explains galactic rotation, missing antimatter, and even the ghostly phenomena of quantum entanglement. So my theory is the only one that explains all the cosmic. But the ultimate discovery is that there exists this single omnipotent consciousness, which is my technical word for God.
Okay, so that brings another questions come out, because I know recently you have one movie will coming out, right? That movie name is When the Man
Who Met God.
Who Met God. So what you want to tell the audience in this movie? What you want to explain your the thought?
So I don't want to sound like I'm too arrogant, but my mission, I feel now, is to deliver knowledge and truth to the rest of humanity. Okay, I'm not here to brainwash you, say you have to believe that God exists simply because I say it. That may work for other faith-based religion, but I'm not here to preach that. Okay, I'm here just to deliver the fact, the equation, the mathematics, to say this here is God in equation. All right, so
actually,
take the answer.
You're still a scientist.
Exactly. Prove it for yourself. Look at it. Okay. Obviously, if it's too complex, then get another fellow scientist to explain it to you. So I'm not here to, like I said to you, force you to believe that this God exists. I'm here just to deliver the message to you and let you, the audience out there,
you
do
decide.
it with
Exactly,
Lucy. Yeah. You decide. And that's the same thing with the movie. So the movie, who's been produced by extremely talented young creative filmmaker, Andrea Wen from Spain, is called The Man Who Met God, which is a documentary about basically my life, about my scientific path to discovering God. So our intention is to deliver the knowledge and the truth. And like Lucy said, it's for you, the audience, to make up your own mind and your own decision.
So that movie basically is a documentary movie based on all the science evidence, then let the audience to see what is really you want to explain to them, what is God is really existed by those evidence.
Correct.
All right.
And obviously, I don't want to jump, but following that, we're planning on making a big epic, well, we call it a sci-fi, not sci-fi. Sci-fi stands for science fiction. So we're going to produce the first ever. So you have exclusive on this. We're going to produce the first ever sci-fi. So FA. So it's, instead of science fiction, it's going to be called a science facts movie, epic movie. So it's going to be the very first. So Hollywood, if you're watching this, remember, you're going to have the first, and it's going to be, the movie's going to be called Clystar, which is, the reason why I call it sci-fi as well is Clystar, believe it or not, is prophesied in the Torah, which is the oldest biblical text in the world. It is literally prophesied, and it can be decoded using a mathematical algorithm. That's why the movie, the premise of it, the adaptation is all based on facts, knowledge, and truth. And that's why we call it the first ever sci-fi movie.
Okay, that's great. So we're all going to expecting this movie come out and go to see it. And another question is, we know and you're a marathon runner, and usually the people running one times marathon is powerful. For me, that is an impossible mission. But we know Dr. Leong, he did 7 times at least, right? He runs all completely marathon in Hawaii world, 7 continent. So are you athlete?
Well, I don't want to boast, but I've done over like 50 marathon now, 50 marathon, ultra marathon. But I have accomplished running on each marathon on each continent, including Antarctica. So that is that's something I'm proud of accomplish. So the marathon running, and to be honest, I know this sounds silly, but I don't like running.
Oh,
I don't like running, believe it or not. But running, but you should run. Running is very healthy, and the reason why I did the 7 continent is to motivate myself. Because I don't really like running, but I do like traveling. I do like sightseeing.
Okay.
So I motivate myself to travel the world, and while I'm traveling the world, I'll run on each of the continents. So it was more the motivation that got me to run on each continent. But it's more the health aspect and the camaraderie. There's a lot of the runners are like myself. They're dedicated. They're a good bunch of people. So if you are looking at trying to stay healthy, meeting a fun crowd and seeing the world, I do suggest taking up marathon. But you don't have to see the world. If you just like running, just go out there, do a 3-mile fight. You don't have to run a marathon. Just run regularly. Even walking, exactly.
Right?
My sister does that. My sister goes out and walks an hour a day. So it is healthy, especially as I said, as we get older. It is important that we maintain a physical health, and exercise is good.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Keep health body, then you can do whatever you want. Marathon maybe is Dr. Leong's hobby, or he just wanted to challenge himself for keep him exercise to keep the good body, good health. For all the general people, you can choose whatever you want, even dancing, right? Swim or walking. That is good, or is a good way. And we know you are a poemer, and you're author. You wrote a book before, right? Also, you are a director for like stage players. So many roles now. You're the scientist. Now you are research discover in young world. So how do you identify yourself? Which roles you want people to know you more?
Well, so it sounds like I'm doing a lot of things, but in reality, I'm only doing one thing now. As I mentioned to you, I genuinely believe that I'm here to deliver just knowledge and truth to the rest of humanity. So everything I do that you describe, being an award-winning author From Newton, Einstein to God, so purchase that award-winning author. Clystar is a science fiction, although now I'm turning into a sci-fi movie. So, but all that is for the same mission. So it's various aspects of it. So the science has allowed me to discover the ultimate cosmic truth.
Right,
okay.
exactly.
But the book publishing, all the media, the movies, that is just a way for me to deliver that knowledge and truth. So really, it's just the same mission goal. So it's like you running a company. You have a marketing and sales department. You have a production engineering department. You have an accounting administrative department. So similarly, you could say the the global organization which I created called our collective organization is all that aspect that I'm doing and the global organization that I created. You can conceive that as a different department in achieving my personal goal of delivering knowledge and truth. So the science gives me the knowledge and truth to prove it. The books, the media, the movies, that is just a medium, like the marketing itself, to deliver the product, and the product is the knowledge and truth. So in that respect, I would say I'm not doing 1,000,001 thing. I'm actually only doing one thing, but I'm doing various aspects of that one thing. Not just myself. As I mentioned, the movie The Man Who Made God is being done by, produced by Andrew Wen. So I have other team, colleagues, members that are also, that have that same believe, that same desire for me to deliver the knowledge and truth. So I'm not just one. There are many around the world that are doing the same thing I am. Teamwork, exactly, teamwork, like yourself here.
Yeah, that's very important. Because for so many people in their whole life, they're only doing one job. In the past, maybe they're doing one job, but now they all did different kind of jobs in their whole life. As me, I doing the channel, I doing the business, and also I'm doing financial planner. So everyone has a different kind of job. Who is your really mission? That's very important. Like Dr. Leong, he said, whatever the job he did, all for the one purpose, right? United for the whole world and for humanity. And I know you are a immigration. I am immigrants from China. You immigrants from the Singapore or England or something like that. But now we are all Americans. But anyway, we are very happy to have Dr. Leong in our chat room. We have a great time today. And
thank you, Lucy. I know how hardworking you are, dedicated you are to bringing peace between U.S. and China. You and your husband, Michael, are dedicated. I know how. So this woman, along with her husband, are amazing people, seriously amazing people, and I'm so blessed to be part of this journey with them as well.
Thank you.
So God bless you all. Stay safe. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much in our chat
room.
You. And I hope everyone in this program or watching our channel to like our channel, to subscribe our channel. Then we can talk with Dr. Leong next time with more details about what you're doing. And we thank you all for joining our today's time. So see you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, see you.
God bless you.
Thank you.